from the NewsChannel 5 network. This is Inside Workforce Development.
Welcome to Inside Workforce Development. I'm Melinda Kelsey. I'm your host, and today's show is being sponsored by Lee Company. Joining me today is Bill Lee, Chairman of Lee Company, and joining him is Stuart Price, who is the Executive Vice President, Senior Vice President of Operations. Gentlemen, thank you both so much for being here and being part of our show, and talk about all the great things that are going on with Lee Company. I know, Bill, Lee Company is a family-owned business here. I think you started here in Nashville, is that correct?
Right. My grandfather actually started the company 70 plus years ago, 1944. And then his sons, my father, my uncle, took over the company in the 60s, and then I came into the company in the 80s. And yeah, it's family-owned business, and we have about 1,000 employees right now. We're located. We have offices. Our primary office here in Middle Tennessee, but we have an office in Huntsville, Alabama, Cookeville, Bowling Green, Kentucky, and the total of those folks is about 1,000 people.
That's impressive, because you have a lot of variances. And I think a lot of times people look at Lee Company and they think it's just HVAC. You do a whole lot more than HVAC.
Right. We call ourselves a facility service and home solution company. So we have about half of our business is associated with construction, really, the design and installation of mechanical and plumbing and electrical systems. And then about half of our business is related to servicing those kinds of systems, and part commercial and industrial and institutional service, and then part residential service. So we do home services as well.
How important is that for your company? Because you're actually going into someone's home, and your employees are very reflective of your business. I mean, you're going into their homes and,
right.
servicing, and that. How important is that to Lee Company?
That's right. Yeah, our culture at Lee Company is probably the thing that we focus most on as a leadership team. We recognize that our culture actually differentiates us, and it'll set us apart. It's the thing that makes us a little bit different than most of the companies that we compete against, and it creates and attracts a certain kind of worker, and it's the kind of worker that we want to sort of be the face of Lee Company out there, whether it's for a general contractor or for an owner of a building and we're doing service there, or whether it's for a homeowner and her interaction, that homeowner, is with our sort of frontline technicians. We want to have a culture that attracts the kinds of people that represent us well. So it's really, I mean, it's critical to us, really, as a company.
What an exciting time with all the things that are going on, not only with construction, but home building and repairs and things, not only just here in the Middle Tennessee area, but across Tennessee as a whole. I mean, it's phenomenal.
It's an exciting time.
It is an exciting time, absolutely.
That's right, for our whole community, really.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to talk about are the opportunities of employment within Lee Company. So I know it varies. Do you require high school equivalency? And tell me what the process is, and how you would begin a journey and a career, not a job, but a journey within Lee Company. How does that begin?
Why don't you address
Sure. Well, as Bill shared just a moment ago, we have 1,000 employees, and Lee Company has grown quite a bit over the past few years, and certainly over the 72 years. It's gone from something that's very different today than it was back then, and there's an enormous amount of opportunity, from engineers to construction workers, to plumbers, to pipe fitters, to welders, to people who are interested in designing on the computer a construction job. We have an entire group dedicated to virtual construction, and so they're going to be someone who's interested in the computer side of construction. So all of those are available to us. All of those are listed, and we're seeking them out. And as far as prerequisites, some of them have prerequisites. Some of them are college degree type positions, but most of them are not. Most of them are people who are interested in working with their hands, who are interested in the skilled trades, and so that's what we're seeking.
I love that, and I think there's a lot of focus on education, which is really important. But when you need someone to fix your HVAC and you need someone that can do plumbing, that is a skill. I mean, that is something that not a lot of people can do. How difficult is that to be able to transition from a non-traditional student into Lee Company, that someone that's actually looking for work that may or may not want to take that secondary or post-secondary education path?
Well, and interestingly, I think that the implementation of Lee Company University, which was really brought about with both Bill and Richard Perko's leadership about 10 years ago, was in response to an understanding that the school systems were moving away from training those skilled trades within the classroom and within the schools, and focusing more on college preparation. And so there's a fairly large category of population of people who really may not have an interest in going to another 4 years of classroom study, but are interested in learning with their hands and interested in on-the-job training, and so the recognition was there that was the case, and we realized that we need to support that community of people and provide an outlet for them, and of course that benefits Lee Company, because those are the people we need and Nashville needs to build all that's going on here. And so 10 years ago that was started, and we're seeing the fruits of it today.
We had the opportunity to come through and to visit Lee Company University, and we'll be attending your graduation next week. Over 100 people are actually graduating. So you're actually addressing workforce needs in a completely separate model. You've taken this on your own as a company and said, we need to do this, regardless if they stay here with Lee. Hopefully they do.
Right.
But you're investing into the workforce.
Yeah, and that investment in the workforce is beneficial to Lee Company, because we obviously want to have really well-trained people, and if we train them and sort of we develop that curriculum along certain standards, it allows them to get certifications that they can take with them, but we train them in the way that we kind of do it at our company, then it's beneficial to us because we have folks trained in what we want them to be trained in. At the same time, we're very certain that they get training that is portable, that they really can take with them, certifications that are industry-wide recognized. And so we're investing in them, and the employee themselves they're investing in themselves. And
Absolutely.
really it's the pride of these folks who have really put a lot of time and energy in developing the next phase of their education. It's something that they should and could and are very proud of, but it's also something that elevates their ability to earn and to transport their skill set from our company to anywhere. No one can, it's kind of the old education thing. It's one thing no one can take away from them, no matter where or what they do.
Well said, well said. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages.